Hi, Simon again. Number 3, Drowning Love. Last time we left May negotiating for a shop and an apartment she'd found, a room apartment. But where's Joe? Let's go back to Joe. Remember, he's this American guy, what, 43, 44 years old, something like that. A pilot, a master, a captain of a boat, of a ship, super tankers. He'd gone back to work. He'd done a bit of wandering around. He was learning the area, the waters, for a potential move later in life, for a job he wanted. He'd gone back for 6 weeks work as the normal, but he ended up doing 7.5 week stint around the Caribbean. One of the other pilots had maybe not been well, and he was covering for him. On a plane, Hat Yai, I believe, is the most southern international airport in Thailand. Correct me if I'm wrong. Lands in at Hat Yai early morning, gets in a cab to Krabi, so it's about 3 hours cab up to Krabi. This holiday he's only going to have about 3 weeks, just shy of 3 weeks, but he wants to go to Phuket. First he grabs a couple of days Krabi, and going back south towards Malaysia along that sea coast. He wants to learn the waters. So what's he do? He goes and again it's Onang. It's the most popular place. It's got a nice little hotel there, probably 4-star. He goes down to the beach and he finds people with speedboats. He's not a cheap Charlie, and he knows what he wants. He wants to be out on the water. He wants to see the coastline. Remember the oceanology and all the rest of it. He wants to be able to see what it's like on the water, bringing big ships up through that Malacca Strait. Finds a speedboat. He's only just got into Krabi, you know, it's lunchtime-ish. Straight down boat. He wants to have a look, just roughly, for an hour, see what's there. He's not interested in the islands yet, between Krabi and Phuket. He wants to look safe. Finds a guy on a speedboat, and the guy's price quotes him whatever for hours or for a day, and he says he wants the guy the next day for the whole day, and he wants to go further south. So he negotiates a price. It's about 4,000 baht, 5,000 baht. Yeah, but this is just a short trip. Jumps in the speedboat, wants to have a quick flick up, half hour each way, see the couple of beaches there at Krabi. He does that. Ranges with the guy for the next morning, 8 o'clock start. Comes off the boat, back to the hotel. Again, he's not into the girls, he's not into the nightlife, but it's quiet in Krabi. So he does come out, have a wander around the shops. There's some bars there, and he does have a couple of drinks. Takes note of what tours are on offer to islands and things and prices, just in case it's a bit expensive when he does get to Phuket. Next morning, hotel, has breakfast, out he comes, 8 o'clock, speedboat. And he wants this guy to go half a day, all the way down, as far as, if he can get down to the Malaysian border, coming all the way down towards Langkawi and the coast, and then come back up, go into the water a bit deeper and come back. And he takes the day, wandering around, looking at the coastline. Successful day, he's happy, all goes well, no problem. Speedboat's quite fast. And he gets down near Langkawi, spins it around and back up. And it's what he thought. He thought the coastline was going to be quite easy, this part. Didn't see, and it goes miles out. That's the Andaman Sea, so it gets deeper and deeper very quick. Very happy with the day. He's going to stay that night. Next day he's going to head over to Phuket. His choice, excuse me, his choice is by land, car around, taxi. About 2.5, 3 hours maybe, 2.5 hours. Or he can get one of the ferries across. He says to the guy with the speedboat, can you take me straight across to Phuket in the morning? And the guy's a couple of thousand baht, which is fine. He's very happy with that. Joe back to the hotel, quiet night. Up the next morning, breakfast. Pays his bill, checks out, down to the beach. Guys there waiting, good as gold. Jumps in the speedboat, heading off to Phuket. Now, we mentioned earlier on that his father was in the forces, and he'd had R&R, rest and recuperation, I think it stands for. Put me right. I'd said to him, you know, Asia, if you're in Thailand, you've got to look at Pattaya, you've got to look at Bangkok, and you've got to look at Phuket. Now Joe's already done the Bangkok and Pattaya, and that's where I met him. Somewhat year and a half earlier, maybe it was a couple of years. But he'd never been to Phuket. Now he'd studied, and he studies. When he studies, Joe does. He had studied road maps, he'd studied videos, pictures, footage, the coast. He already knew the coast inside out, pretty much around the Phuket island. The other little islands between Krabi and Phuket, he was never going to take a big boat in there, but just so he knew, it'd probably be a good idea to maybe have a day trip around those islands. And the guy taking him over on the boat, he said to him, if I wanted you to pick me up in Phuket, take me all around those islands for a day, could you do that? The guy's, yep. Gets his phone number, details. But first time to Phuket, on his way over, he didn't know how long he would be at Krabi and doing that southern coast bit for. So he hadn't booked anything in Phuket. The guy gets him across to the old town where the harbour is. Again, he's eagle-eyed, the harbour. He's looking at it all, working that out. There's a ferry coming in and out, but I think they're a shallow bottom ferry, so. But he's still doing his job. Now he's off the speedboat, pays the guy, says thanks. And there's some taxis and there's some tuk-tuks and things there. He jumps in a taxi, prefers the aircon. And it's just a few miles up over the top of the hill to Phuket. From all his studies, he knows that there's a nightlife, and he's not into that. He knows the Bangla Road, etc., the stories. Just over the hill from Patong is Karan and Kata beaches, and he's thinking, I'm going to stay over there. There's 4 or 5-star hotels over there. He's not cared about the price. He's now got about a week and a half left of his holiday. And he thinks, that'll be enough. I'm going to stay in Phuket. Do just day trips from here out and about. See if I can learn the area, see if there's anything dangerous, if there's any wrecks and stuff I need to know about if I was ever to come through this waters. So jumps in a taxi and says, I can't remember if it's Karen or Castle, the first one over the hill, to take him through Patong, up over the hill and drop down, and there's some, he's seen adverts for these 4 and 5 stars. And the driver flips him over, and there's 2 or 3 hotels there, and one's on the beach. So take him there, a 5-star. But again, it wasn't that expensive. It was sort of 3,000 baht a night, something like that. And for on a beach 5-star hotel, that's quite cheap. But he's not fussed. And he checks in. This is before lunch. In he goes, checks in. Back to May. How's she getting on? So she's negotiating with this elderly Thai lady, and the lady wanted 20,000 baht a month for the little shop. It was small. 10,000 for the room, but she offered May a deal. She signed a contract for a year to let you both of them, the shop and the room, for 20,000 baht a month. But she wanted a contract signed, and she wanted 3 months' money in advance. Now May, she's just arrived in Phuket herself. She's not sure. She's going to have to kit a shop completely out, and a lot of money to spend there. It's pretty quick she's found this place, but it's one of those ones that if she doesn't take it, she could lose out, but she doesn't want to sign a contract for a year. Uses her skills, and she says to the lady, I'll tell you what, I will give you 25,000 baht a month for the two, for 10 months, and then you give me 2 months free, but I'll only do a 3-month contract. 3 month. So she's giving her a little bit more money. She's offering her 250,000 baht for the year basically, and the lady wanted 240,000, so she's only paying an extra 10,000 baht, but doing 3 months at a time contract with a deposit of 2 months. And the lady's, you know, 25,000 baht a month for 10 months, 250,000 baht for the year basically. The lady says, yeah, okay, we can do that, and you're going to give me 50,000 deposit, 2 months deposit. Mate, yeah, that's fine. They do the deal. And mate, the lady says, come back tomorrow morning, I'll be at the salon 10 or 11 o'clock, I'll have a contract, bring me the money, cash, and we'll fix it all. Perfect. So now May's got an apartment and a shop, empty, small, ex-tattoo. That's okay, this is her first business. She's going to have to invest, and she's going to have to do a lot of work. You know, it's beginning of the year. The high season is still going, but she's still got maybe 3 months of the high season left. She should be able to get it all done in within a month, all up and running, and hopefully capture a few months of good money. And then she can do more in the low season to get the shop up and together, which is great. Back to Joe. He's checked in his hotel. He's only got, as I said, a week and a half. It's midday. He just goes around scouting, checks in, throws his clothes. He just goes scouting the beach there, and he gets a little tuk-tuk. Thinks he's going to go and try that other beach, Karen or Kata, whichever it is, and just travel along. He wants to see those few beaches, what they're like. And there's some markets there, and he wants some food and things. He spends the rest of the day with a tuk-tuk, just wandering along those few beaches, looking at the markets, grabbing food. Back to the hotel, quiet evening. He's not going anywhere near Patong. First night back, first night in Phuket. His dad had told him all sorts, but the place changes so quick in Thailand. And the way his father had described it, it was deserted with just a few bars and shops in the early days. Now it's a thriving tourist area, an entertainment zone. Thousands of tourists come there. Thousands come there and get married. There's jet skis everywhere. There's everything you can want on the beaches. Paragliding. It's just beautiful. Beautiful scenery. The hills, the water, beaches. He's going to take this, let's say it's 8 days, 9 days, and relax. He's just had a hard 7.5 week stint on the boats, and when he goes back, he's got another 6 weeks of cruise work. He sleeps that night, doesn't go out. Next morning, right, now he's going to have to go and have a look at Patong, and he comes out the hotel. Tuk-tuk up over the hill, and he comes down the hill around a one-way system past this corner dolphin bar, empty tattoo shop, along the beach, and then it'll go up Bangla Road and come back on itself. There he comes around the corner and drops off Joe just there on the beach. Joe, at this point, fate, May and Joe are within 100 meters of each other, unaware that the twists and turns that possibly are going to come into their lives, yet 100 meters apart, have never met, never spoken, don't know of each other. What's going to happen? How is this story, which is different from all my others, How's it going to pan out? Both so close. I'm enjoying the story. Might be a long-winded story. It might be dragged out and slow for some of you. I don't care. I'm enjoying telling it. It's a great story. I might give you loads of cliffhangers and stretch it out. My apologies, but I'll see you soon. Bye bye.